breaking down the deals, data, and disruption shaping global markets. You're listening to The Daily Ledger with Dennis Sert.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, December 12th, 2025. You're listening to The Daily Ledger Show, and I am your host, Dennis Sert. Great to be with you here today. Let's go ahead and get started with what we got. So the Dow Jones is up by 1.34%. NASDAQ is down 0.26%. S&P 500 is up 0.21%. Bitcoin is at 92,285. We got some good stories for us here today. So just to sort of do an overview, we're going to talk about the Google versus OpenAI race, which is pretty exciting. Of course, ChatGPT dropped a new model, but Google also sort of isn't going to be left in the dust. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about humanoid robots that are specifically for industrial warehouses. We're going to talk about this new app that an Altman-backed startup put out just earlier today, and how Elon Musk might feel about that. And then finally, we're going to talk about toxic fumes on planes. But before we do, make sure to go over to Byte AI Market Analysis to be more informed on your trades when you're entering and exiting the stock market. What is Byte AI? It's basically this financial co-pilot that analyzes technical indicators, which is what economists trade off of, as well as news sentiment. And based on that, it tells you in a succinct way whether or not you should buy or sell the stocks that you have. And so it basically tells you whether or not it's underbought, overbought, or neutral. And we'll see here in a second that I believe NVIDIA will be the first to finish up here. But if we give it another 20 seconds or so, we should see one of these guys that's ready to go for us, and then we can be on our way. Microsoft is underbought today, and it tells us why. It tells us how much it's up today, this week, what the RSI is at, where the Bollinger Bands are, some of the latest articles, and then the news analysis. So make sure to download this on the iOS App Store. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss is, first of all, as we know, OpenAI launched its ChatGPT 5.2. Apparently, it's better in coding tasks and scientific tasks. Pretty good. And of course, Google didn't want to be left behind. And the same day that OpenAI dropped GPT 5.2, they dropped Gemini 3 Pro, which is the research arm of their Gemini 3 model. And it's funny because OpenAI is being extremely public for whatever reason with, their plans. It's not a very good strategy. Like, it gets leaked in the Wall Street Journal last week. Altman releases a code red memo. And fine, like, okay, he can do that, but why do I know about it, right? It's like, why does the general public know about it? And why does Sundar Pichai know about it? And then suddenly nobody knew that he was going to drop Gemini 3 Pro, or the reimagined version of the research agent, Gemini Deep Research. Nobody knew he was going to do that on the same day as GPT 5.2, and yet that's exactly what happened, right? And then, and it really goes to show how hungry Google is, and how suddenly it became hungry. It wasn't like this a couple years ago. It's funny because we kind of covered yesterday how OpenAI made a deal with the Walt Disney Company to use their characters. And it says here in this Wall Street Journal article, the previous day, Disney sent a cease and desist letter to Google, one of OpenAI's main rivals in the space. Disney's letter accused Google of, quote, infringing Disney's copyright on a massive scale. Disney's executives had grown frustrated that Google's image generators had been going viral, but from Disney's point of view, without the output guardrails that OpenAI was offering copyright holders. Yeah, so Google has gotten so hungry. Not only are they launching models that compete with OpenAI's models on the same day that OpenAI releases them, they're also kind of bugging Disney to the point where Disney has to send them a cease and desist letter. So, what is that if not hungry? So that's kind of my take on that. Moving on. So last 2 months ago in October, there was basically this startup company called 1X released pre-orders for their humanoid robot. I actually got in line too. It's $200 to get in line. Um, and yeah, so uh, yeah, part of the future. So that's the way it is. But yeah, so apparently they struck this deal to send its home humanoids to factories and warehouses. So that's kind of interesting. Apparently they have this specific robot. I guess they call it Eve Industrial. Um, but and that's specifically for industrial purposes. However, this robot is not actually even for um like they're not actually the deal in question is not this Eve industrial robot, which I can't find a picture of. It's actually for the home humanoid robot 1X, right? Which we recall looks like this. Yeah, it looks like this. Apparently, human operators can look out of the cameras. By the way, I mean they're kind of unabashed about it. Of course, for safety reasons or whatever. But yeah, so the Neo specifically, that's the name of the robot, the home robot. The Neo specifically also comes with a privacy element that would be hard to swallow for many people. Human operators from 1X are able to look through the robot's eyes into someone's home. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Um, yeah, he's staring at you. Oof. Okay, so there's that. Moving on. Sam Altman has released, well, it's not Sam Altman himself, but a company that he backed called World has launched the super app that includes crypto pay and encrypted chat features. And it's meant to be this all-in-one app. And this is what it looks like. So you can see here, there's like a World ID. There's like, I guess, some crypto here. There's like a digital wallet. So I think it's interesting because this is what Elon wanted X to be. And you know what? To Altman's credit, I mean, he got this out there. You look at Elon, um, and well, where's the cryptocurrency transfer, right? Like you can't do that on X yet. Um, and they only just got the encrypted X chat feature up and running. So, I mean, he's got to pick up the pace a little bit, right? I mean, classic Elon. I mean, that's kind of what happened with the semi. That's what happened with the Cybertruck. That's what happened with the Roadster V2. Still isn't out. I mean, he's got to pick up the pace a little bit. I mean, you look at Waymo, and Waymo is kind of cleaning house a little bit. Surprisingly, I, it's think Elon better pull his weight on this one with the Cybercab. I think in June when the factory for the Cybercabs kind of goes live and like the software update rolls out to all existing like Model Ys and stuff. I think that's gonna kind of be a game changer. So that's coming like mid 2026. But yeah, better not miss that deadline. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is this Wall Street Journal story. Apparently, there are toxic fumes on these Delta flights. So, law professor sues Boeing after alleged exposure to toxic fumes on flights. Apparently, it's really, really bad. These toxic fumes cause brain injuries that last forever. Um, yeah, it's really bad. Apparently, it smells like dirty sock. Um, the lawsuit is seeking $40 million in damages. And you know what? Yeah, people are getting sick and vomiting. I mean, this is actually pretty scary because you know, the last time I flew, I don't think I caught this exact toxic fume, but I don't know what it was. I maybe it was like the just normal jet fuel exhaust. But I got like a really bad headache, and then like on my connecting flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, I think I was flying through Fort Worth, um, going to San Francisco. And so I think what happened was like I got pretty sick. I actually and not to get like gross, but just to like get the point across. Like when I got to my connecting or after I landed and I was waiting for my connecting flight, um, I kind of like threw up in the bathroom because I don't know what was going on. I think it was the fumes. Like it was so bad. Um, I was also on an empty stomach and I didn't have coffee, but that's a side point. I mean, something's got to be done about these toxic fumes, right? And apparently, this particular one is really bad, and it seems to be happening with Delta much more. What I was on like on an American Airlines flight, but oof, yeah. So Harris, who was in a window seat 35F, said he urged the crew to let them off the aircraft. Yeah. And by the way, what I described that happened to me, like that has never happened to me. I'm usually, a champ on flights. Um, yeah. And it's like, why does this keep happening to Boeing? Because remember a few years ago, I think it was 2024, so last year, mid-flight, this exit door just like comes clean off the aircraft. And then other things. Yeah, I mean, it's so bad because then like these Boeing whistleblowers start to like die. One was like flesh-eating bacteria. I think the other one was shot. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, so maybe everything's fine. Nothing's happening. There aren't any toxic fumes and everything's okay. Yeah, so that's what I have to say. Whew. Okay, so I think we're going to leave it there. Make sure to download Byte AI market analysis for more better exposure to what's going on with news sentiment as well as technical indicators for all of your stocks in your portfolio. If you use the code podcast20 at Stripe checkout on the web app, you'll get a 20% discount off of your first month. Happy Friday, you guys. Hope you have a good weekend. And I'll see you on Monday. Peace.